I'm tripping for real. But look though, it's your boy Dragon back on a video. Before we get into it, I want to say I appreciate all my subscribers and supporters on the channel. You feel me? I appreciate all y'all keep 100 supporting videos. You feel me? But in today's video, I'm gonna show y'all how to make what you see on the screen. So let's straight into it. And I saw a lot of y'all requesting this, so I'm gonna try to explain this real good. But before we get into it though, I do have a sore throat, so if I'm talking slow or y'all can't really understand what I'm saying, or my eyes look a little low, you feel me? It's because of my sore throat, and I've been taking some medicine. So let's get straight into the video. Hey, also before we get into the video, let me know that y'all enjoy that vlog too. I see a lot of people in the comment section on the video telling me they liked it, but if y'all like it for real, let me know in the comment section. Let's straight into it. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is go into Photoshop, go to File, then you want to go to New, and you want to pick 1280 by 720. So once you got this, hit Create, and you want to go to File, Open, and you want to get your IRL image that you want to use. So I'm gonna get this for example, hit Control C, come over here and hit Control V, and then you want to hit P on your keyboard to go to the pen tool. You want to hit Control and the plus symbol to zoom in, and you basically want to start cutting out. I'm gonna cut this out and I'm gonna be back with y'all. Alright, so once you get done cutting it out, just connect the dots like that. Right click, go to make selection, then hit OK. You want to go to the polygon or lasso tool next. You want to right click, select inverse if you ever have that issue. If you don't, just simply click on this right here and then click this. After that, hit Control J, drag this down, click this, right click, disable on the layer mask, and it should resemble this right here. I ain't gonna lie, bro, this sore throat gonna be the death of me, bro. My soul, I can't even speak, my throat is sore right now. I'm tripping, bro, for real. Alright, so the next thing you wanna do is create a new layer, hit down your keyboard to go to the brush, and my brush settings like this. And the color I used on this thumbnail was purple, so I'm gonna just go back to that same color, get a color like purple, and go across the background like this. And make sure you just go across the whole thing. And I made my brush bigger with the brackets going towards the right side, so you just want to make it bigger. And after that, you want to put this on color, and you want to have it on 100%. This is the color I'm gonna use right here, and no worries, because I'm actually gonna leave this PSD for y'all. I'm gonna leave it for free. So if you want to get this, just use this, and you can hit Control and U to go in here and colorize it up to saturation and change the color to anything. Or what you can do is hit Control U and mess with the hue to change the color to anything, but I'm gonna just use the color purple. So once you get this, you want to hit Control J on it and bring it above the image next. After you bring it above the image, you want to put it on 26%. That's the percentage I used on my last thumbnail, so just like use around that percent right there, and it should look something like that. I'm gonna hit Control and V and get this one. This is my one for my last thumbnail, so I'm gonna just use these, and like I said, these are being a PSD, so it should look something like that when you got it on here. Alright, so this thing I did was got these blending options on here, and to add the blending options, I'm gonna show you. So to add them, you want to right click this, go to blending options, and then you want to go to your inner shadow. You see how I got two of them? What I did to get two was hit the plus symbol on my inner shadow and actually add two. I'm gonna delete this one though. Let me see. Delete that one and only have two. So for this one right here, I have this on linear dodge add, and to change the color, you just want to click on this, and you can change the colors with it. My opacity I have on 73, my angle I always keep on 90, and my distance, you can really copy something like that. The distance, when you mess with it, it kind of brings it down, and you can just hit Control and Z to go backwards if you mess up on something. My size, I keep it on 40. You can up it if you want to, and that's pretty much that. For this, it's kind of the same thing, but I just mess with a little bit more. Distance 14, size 29, and my opacity on 44. Now the one on top, I like to keep the color white. The one on bottom, that's the one I change the color with. Next, we got outer glow. Make sure your range is on 100, your spread 51, your size 54, opacity 71, and to change the color, just click on this and you can mess with the color and change it. And if you mess up, just hit Control Z to go backwards and you can fix it. So now we'll hit OK, since we know we're gonna put for that. Next thing you want to do is go to brightness and contrast, because we're gonna add some of this, and then put on the clipping mask. So I'm gonna just up this to about 17. That's what I used on the original thumbnail, and you can obviously up it a little bit more depending on how much brightness you want. But like I said, I'm gonna just put it down to 17 like so, and keep it like that. All right, so next thing I got is my sunburst, and you can find this in my GFS pack. So you want to go in there and go to the sunburst folder, and I'll probably put this in the description. Yeah, the description. So after you find your way to get this, or if I don't put it in the description, hit me up on any of my social media you see down on the bottom of my screen. What you want to do when you bring this in, by going to file, open, and then getting the file, you hit Control-C, bring it over to the image, and you want to hit Control-V and put it back here, and you can put it about right there on the image. And as you can see, I have this on vivid light. Now with different thumbnails, I vary on what I put my sunburst on, but I was actually going through these, and I found that vivid light really goes the best with this purple color. So I selected this, and as you can see, it really makes it pop out instead of any other one like overlay, which is the common one used. Hard light, vivid light really pops out more. So you want to add that on here, and we can click the lock on that layer if you don't want it to move, and you can just kind of position it how you want to. All right, so now that we got this, you want to create a new layer. Hit B on your keyboard, and once again, make sure you go to your brush tool once you hit that, and make sure your settings are on that. Now you can go down here to the color picker and change the color to white. After you have a white color, what you want to do is basically go behind this image and click with that white color until you get something similar to this right here. After that, you want to put this on linear dye. Once it's on linear dyes, lower it down to 49% or something near that. See different colors, different thumbnail, different setting, everything will vary, but that's how much I put this one on. And you could just mess with it. What I'll do now is hit Control-J on this, bring this below again, go to overlay, and I'm gonna put my overlay to 37%. So I guess when you do this right here, you can always keep your overlay lower than your linear dyes when doing this. But once again, I got this on 49 and I got this on 37. So it should look something like this. And you can see it kind of makes a difference on the sunburst once you actually add it. But yeah, you can just have something like that. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is bring in this recording symbol, and I'm just gonna go to file, open, and get it. You feel me? So over here, and this is in my pack also. You can find a video to my pack on my YouTube channel. I'll leave that down below. Most of this stuff you can find in my pack, but basically what I did was brought this in, hit Control-C on it, come over here and hit Control-V. And what I'm gonna do with this is add a drop shadow to this right here. You want to make sure your recording symbol is below the like purple overlay or whatever color you got. I'm gonna just paste this drop shadow from my other thumbnail on here. But if you wanted to add one, what you would do, just right click this, go to blending options. Then once you're in blending options, go down here to drop shadow. I put my opacity on 33, distance on 5, and size on 5. Now you'll have to mess with this stuff yourself, but for the distance, basically your distance, and hit Control-Z to go back. And for your size, it's basically your size. If you have a small size though, the drop shadow will be more like recognizable. So I just like to have my size smaller when I put my distance down. And opacity, feel me, that's just what I do. So cancel this, I already got it. And hit Control-S to say your work. I'm gonna say this so special 2. Yeah, shout out to BCS. I see you uploading, my boy. But yeah, you should have something like this right here. All right, so next thing we'll do is add the text from the thumbnail that you seen before or seen on my thumbnail. And the text not that hard, but let me give y'all a little rundown. I actually do have IRL layer style pack that I'm gonna be using to make this, and it is on my channel. I will leave that in the description. But once you have that pack, you want to go to file, open, type it in until you find it. I'm just bring mine in, you feel me? And yeah, so you want to get what you need out of here basically. So I'm gonna get this, hit Control-C, Control-C, come over here, hit Control-V, bring this in. I'm gonna be using this one also, so Control-C and Control-V, and make sure you bring it onto the right thing. And you might be thinking, why am I using the red color? Well, I'm gonna show you everything. So bring this right here, you feel me? And now what you want to do is actually type your text. So you just want to drag this across with the horizontal type tool right here. Just drag it across and put your text down. And hold up. So I just type subscriber right there. And we really won't have to do too much for that. I think that's what color I'm gonna use on that. And dang, my boy EK back too. we gonna put special right here and make this bigger. And yeah, you can have something like this for right now and make this a little bit bigger. Now this won't be exact, but you'll still know how to make the text like you saw. Alright, so for the text in the bottom, what we're gonna do is go blending options, gradient overlay, and we're kind of gonna try to match the colors on the actual thumbnail. So for this color, this is the one gonna be at the top. The one right here gonna be the one at the top. The left is the bottom, the right is the top. You feel me? So we will try to get the lightest color on the top, and we would get the darkest color on the bottom. Feel what I'm saying? So what you really can do is find like a darker color, hit OK, and just do something like that. And now you can make this bigger and have something like this with the colors. And just try to find your size with it, and I'll be back with y'all when I find my size. Alright, so that's probably a good size for me. Now before I move any further with the text, what I'm gonna do now is bring in my circle, and this will be in the PSD. So with the circle, we're gonna put an image in there, and I'm gonna show y'all how to operate that thing. I'm really not gonna show y'all how to make it, but I might give y'all a little rundown on how I made it while showing y'all like the circle. You feel me? Yeah. Alright, so this right here is the circle. Now I'm not gonna explain too well how I made it, but I figured out that I might as well show you how I made it, but I'm not really gonna slow down and give y'all a good breakdown on how I made it. So first thing you want to do is go over here, right click, and pick the, no, I can't read, so I'm not gonna even try to pronounce that, but you want to hold shift and drag this down so you get a perfect circle. After that, you want to hit G on your keyboard to go to the paint bucket tool, and color doesn't really matter, so you just want to click with it. After you clicked with it, what you want to do now is hit Control and J for the blending options, and you want to add a stroke. With the stroke, make sure it is a different color. And for the size of the stroke, it doesn't really matter unless you like it. This really matters on how big you want the outside of your circle to be. So now that we have the stroke, we're gonna right click and rasterize that text. And now what we're gonna do, hit W on our keyboard to go to the measure 1 tool. So you just right click, get down to it, click right here, then hit Control X, and now you have your circle. So if you want to put anything inside of that circle, what you can do is hit Control C. Let's just say that's the image you want to use, and you want to create your clipping mask. It's not even a good example. Let me disable this layer mask and put this right here. Right click, create a clipping mask. That's pretty much how you make the circle with the box. It's that easy, feel me? It's all about the color really, but now I show y'all how to make it, I'm gonna show y'all how I use it. So like I said, this is gonna be in the PSD right here, and you can see I got some other effects on it. So I'm gonna right click, go to blend options, and show you. What I did was made a group, and I put the like 2 parts of the circle inside of here. Now what you seeing right here, this is the group layer we're looking at with the blending options. So I added an inner shadow, put the blending mode on normal, opacity on 78, and the size on 8, and everything else I didn't mess with. Then I added a drop shadow to it, had the opacity on 73, this is on 12 and size on 21. And obviously the color was black for the drop shadow. So with this right here, the size of all this stuff is gonna vary, but in the PSD you will find a circle, so it shouldn't be no issue. So what we're gonna do now is go over here, and as you can see, the color is not matching the background, the color of the circle stroke. So what you want to do is go to blending options, color overlay, and simply just pick the color closest to what matches the theme of the thumbnail. So I'm probably, it's kind of hard to find out what I want to pick, but I'll probably pick something like that. And now you just have to put your image in here. I already have my image shot, my boy Jerry, you feel me? He got them dreads going on, but I already got my image, this right here, feel me? But let's just say you don't, and you want to bring in one. So you go to File, Open, and let me just find the image or something, you know. Find the image of myself real quick, hold on. Alright, so I got an image of myself. Let's just assume you brought it in, you want to hit Control V. Come down here, Put in the clipping mask like so, and you would simply just put in here, and it'll work that easy. And you can hit the check mark and boom, you got it. But I'm just use this and leave it at that. So now that we got that, we're not gonna mess with that little box. We done with all the circle talk, right? Now you probably wondering how to get the text a little right. So maybe the text pretty much easy. And this sore throat killing me right now, bro. I'm talking slower than usual. So you want to hold control and get both of these layers. Now that you done this, you want to hit Control J once you got both of them, and you want to drag it down a little bit, like with your arrow keys on your keyboard, until you get that little effect right there. So now that you got that effect, you will have something like this. And what I'm gonna do is probably lower this a little bit. So I'm gonna take that bottom one right here and lower this a little bit also. Put a shield or something like this. And now I'm gonna just do something like that, so it can be a little thicker. And now that we got that looking thick, you feel me? What we're gonna do is hold shift. We're gonna click that top layer, hold shift, and then we're gonna group these. Then we're gonna hit Control J, and we just doing it to save it in case we mess up on something. Now we got that, we're gonna hit Control E on this first group. What we're gonna do now is click on that, right click, and go to warp. And then you wanna go to arc. After you go to arc, you wanna drag this down, but still make sure you got an arc on it. So I have mine something like this. Make sure you still can see that arc. I'll probably lower this about down here. And now that we got that down here, what you wanna do is go to brightness and contrast, create a clip mask and put brightness on it. And you should have something like that. And just mess with where you put that at. All right, so now that you got all this, you want to create a new layer above all of that. And what you want to do with this, hit B on your keyboard to go to your brush, and I'm gonna just use the left brackets, the brackets to the left, to pick the color, click with that color, pick the color, and then click with that color. I'm holding Alt to then get the color and then click with it again. So I'm doing this all over the image like so. Do a big one right there, and do one right here, do one right here, and one last one right here. After that, you want to go to screen, and you get this little glow effect, and then you'll basically have something like this. So now that you got all this, what you can do is you Control J on this text. After that, you can bring this above, go to filter, blur, and then Gaussian blur, and you see how much I want. You can have something kind of like that. I'm pretty sure that's how they do it. And then you can put this on screen and have like the little glow effect they be doing on the text. I'm not that good at it, but feel me, if you want to do that to your text, you know how they have a little glow on the text. That's somewhat of a way you can do it. But yeah. Alright, so now that you did all this, believe it or not, you are done with your thumbnail. So you want to hit Control S, you feel me? Go to the top layer, you feel me? Hold shift, you feel me? Then go down here and click on that bottom layer, you feel me? So you want to create a new group. Once you got all this selected, hit Control J, then hit Control E, then hit M on your keyboard, and you see how they try to really mess you up because they put you on this elliptical mark U2. You gotta go back to the rectangular one. So you gotta drag this across, hit Control J, right click, convert this to your smart object, man. And then you want to go to, no, forget camera raw. We ain't messing with camera raw. We gonna go to magic bullet looks. You feel me? You don't even need camera raw with this. I'm gonna put y'all on game real quick. So you want to go into magic bullet looks, you feel me? And you want to add this diffusion. This right here is how you get the little blur effect or whatever, I'm pretty sure. So you want to set your glow to 100 and you want to up your size, basically. The more you up your size, the more it's gonna be a surprise when you add that topaz lab. So you want to up that, and you feel me, just do it to your own ability and copy those settings. I got my size on 1.6, grade on 1.36, glow 100%, highlight bias on 400.400. You feel me? Auto shoulder, I have that on, and chromatic aberration green/magenta plus 0.80. After you got all that, you want to hit finish, and obviously the settings are going to vary for different thumbnails. But let's just say that for some reason you got the same thumbnail I got, so that's what settings you'll use. After you got that, you want to go to filter and Topaz Labs, and remember what I said about the glow in Topaz Labs. So the more of a glow you add, the more of the surprise you'll get at the end. By that I mean the more, how do I put this? I guess the more clickbait your thumbnail look, like it'll look more tempting to click on. So I guess you could say it'll look better if you add more glow, then do Topaz. But basically you want to go to screen, apply, and then hit OK, and you will get your outcome. Now some people start right here, you feel me? I don't. So what happens is you want to go down here, hit Control C, come up here, hit Control V. Now this is really how you get your color to snap on your thumbnail, you feel me? If I take it off, you can see my skin tone. If I put it back on, it turns me purple a little bit. And for some reason I like doing this, so I'm gonna turn this back on, put this on about 12. And yeah, I like the way that looks. So after this, what we're gonna do is create a new layer and do the whole glow effect thing over again. So first, let's get this color. So hit Control J on this, color, normal, Alt, click, get that color once again. What we're gonna do is go on the edge, and I'm gonna show you. We're gonna hit Control and the little negative symbol to go out, you feel me? And we're gonna come around the edges like so, with the glow, and you have something like that. And yeah, so now that you got that, you can hit it on screen, mess with the opacity a little bit, and make sure you take this little thing off your screen, you feel me? You don't want that big purple block messing up your thumbnail, so you want to take that off, create another layer, and we're gonna do the Alt method. So we're gonna hold Alt, click the color, take off Alt, click with that color you got, boom, we're gonna do that right there, boom, we're gonna do this right here, and feeling good, so I'm gonna do it right here. Now we're gonna go to screen, lower the opacity, and have something like this. Now I would tell you done with your thumbnail, but it is another thing you can do to make it look better. Brightness and contrast is an option if you want it to look brighter. I don't really know what's good for how bright a thumbnail should look. That's probably not even correct grammar, but you feel me? You can just mess with the contrast, and that'll automatically make your thumbnail look a little bit better. I'm not a big fan of the contrast, but I can tell you that it will make your thumbnail look better. So you can mess with that, or you can do the brightness. It's up to you, but I'm not gonna do nothing, you feel me? So once you're done, you want to go to File, Export, and then Export As. And if you've been enjoying this video so far, make sure you drop a like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. Real talk, turn on post notifications so you can get more good videos like this. Now you want to go to Export. Make sure your width is 1280, height is 720. And I'm gonna just name this Special 2, and let's compare the first one to the second one. And I'm gonna go to File, Open, hold Control, get both of these. And I already see a difference, but you get the idea. In my opinion, for some reason, I think I like the second one more. It looked like, I don't know, you feel me? But yeah, that's pretty much how you make it. If you enjoyed the video, let me turn my jump back up. If you enjoyed the video, it's been your boy Dragon, Enough Dragon. Peace. Can I get my jump? Peace out, being boy Enough Dragon. Make sure you subscribe and like the video, especially if you like the video for real. You might as well subscribe. I know you've been watching my videos, but it's me, boy Dragon. Peace out, and keep making them IRL thumbnails. Let's get it. Stay up.